In today's video, we're comparing two iconic Gibson models. These two legends have shaped the landscape of rock, metal, and blues. But the real question is, which one should you go for? Well, in today's video, we're going to find out as we compare a 58 reissue Gibson Les Paul and a 61 reissue SG. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Les Paul. SG. Hey guys, welcome back to Squealing Pig Guitars, the home of luxury shred machines here in Nottingham, England. My name is Ben Keightley and thank you so much for tuning into another video. I hope you're all having a great week. We're nearly at the weekend, guys, so keep pulling through, but I hope you enjoyed this video today. We're going to be comparing two of the most iconic guitar shapes in history. We have the SG and we have the Les Paul. And really in today's video, we're trying to answer which guitar should you buy if you're looking for a rock guitar. Are you going to go for the more sleek and lightweight option being the SG, or more of the old school classic rock machine being the Les Paul? Well, in today's video, we're going to compare every element of them, so without further ado, let's grab the cases and open up these amazing guitars. So we're going to start off with the Les Paul, as that came first in history. We have a black Gibson custom case, so let's open up these four lovely gold latches. Wow, that is a beauty of a guitar. So inside here we have a 58 reissue of a Gibson Les Paul Standard. So as this is a Gibson custom shop model, we get a Gibson custom COA. We've got a little bit of paperwork here, and as you can see it says LPR8, standing for reissue 58. From the styling of the COA as well as the case, this is like a mid-2000s model. So in my hand I have the Les Paul, the most iconic Gibson guitar ever made. Obviously this is a hell of a lot heavier than the SG. Got a real big mahogany slab on the back, one piece, nice and thick with the aniline dies on the back to give that nice cherry hue. We also have a two-piece maple top on this one, which obviously adds to the weight. This is a 58 top, and I think it's really nice actually. You'll see that it's quite accurate to a vintage example, very similar to the burst that we got in last week. It has a little bit of hair, a little bit of kind of flame in it, but the main kind of beauty of this guitar is the mineral streak that's here, as well as the cross grain of the guitar. This is also finished in kind of like an iced tea, maybe heritage cherry. It's quite a red hue on the side going into this lovely yellow. Obviously same hardware, so you have the ABR1 bridge, stop tailpiece, and the PAF style humbuckers. 2 volumes, 2 tones, bumblebee capacitors, all that good stuff. Moving on to the neck, this is a lot thicker of a neck. So we have that kind of 58 profile, which is a little bit thicker, a little bit more in the hand. We then have the rosewood fingerboard with the celluloid inlays. Ironically, this is like an earlier custom shop model, so they've actually gone for medium jumbos on this one, but obviously the vintage frets would be a lot more narrower. But personally, I actually prefer these medium jumbo frets as they're a little bit easier to bend. And then as we work onto our headstock, we get Gibson logo, Les Paul silkscreen, rear side Gibson deluxe tuners. Really, these two guitars aren't worlds apart. They're very similar in terms of hardware and electronics. It's just the body that's different. From a preconception and my experience of playing Les Pauls and SGs, this one's going to have a lot more bass end and mid-range, obviously because of the construction, and the SGs can be a lot brighter. But we will find out today if that is true. So now let's move on to the SG. So now it's time for the SG. As you can see, we've got a lovely black case with the Gibson custom branding. So let's open up one latch at a time and see what we get inside. So as you can see, we've got the iconic SG here. This is a mahogany body with 2 PAF style humbuckers. So with this guitar, we get a certificate of authenticity, which is nice to see. As you can see there, it's SG standard. We also get some hand tags, and this is my favorite one. It's got the Gibson original strings, which looks awesome. So here's the SG up and close. Obviously, we have a mahogany body with this kind of devil horn shape, obviously being a double cut. It really was Gibson's answer to the Strat style guitar, obviously creating a double cut, more sleek and lightweight body. To add to that, we have some really nice contours. This really is like the iconic Angus Young axe, very iconic indeed. It's a lot thinner than the Les Paul, and as a result has a lot more treble in the sound. However, we actually have the same pickups in this one. So you have these PAF style pickups, which are an unpotted pickup using Alnico free magnets. Gibson have been chasing the PAF tone for years now. Their golden era pickups sound incredible. I've actually played a few PAFs in the original Bursts and 57 Black Beauties, and they sound incredible. So these reissues really are great. We have 2 volumes and 2 tones with the bumblebee capacitors, a 3-way switch, ABR1 bridge drilled directly into the top and the aluminium stop tailpiece. We also have the iconic kind of small SG guard. Later on in production in the Gibson USA line, you get the Batwing kind of pickguard, which is a lot bigger. This one's just a smaller one. Moving on, we have a rosewood fingerboard with celluloid inlays. We have slightly creamed over binding here, which makes it look a little bit like it's got patina, we have a mahogany neck on this one. This has the kind of modern taper, a 60s taper. So a lot slimmer, again, a lot better for the modern player and someone who wants a little bit of an easier guitar to play. I also feel like SG necks are slightly wider, but I think that might be psychosomatic just because the body's smaller. Also, with the way that SG is positioned, the neck always feels really long. As you can see here, we have the Les Paul truss rod cover. This is because in 1961, this was the Les Paul. This is what replaced the Les Paul shape with the new SG model. It wasn't actually called the SG till later on in history. Also, the legendary SG headstock has the crown inlay as well as the Gibson logo, and then we have 6 Gibson Deluxe tuners for your side. And the serial number of this one, if you're interested, is 092522. This is a custom shop model from the mid-2000s. It was originally a VOS finish, but you can tell that this one's been played. We have a little bit of wear marks, which really adds to the character of this guitar. It feels a little bit more lived in than your average custom shop. We've also got a little bit of wear at the top here, but this guitar is so light, you could throw it around, it's that light. So a massive antithesis to the Gibson Les Paul. So now we've gone over the specs of both of these models, let's compare them in the tone demonstration. So guys, welcome to the tone comparison between the Gibson Les Paul and the SG. For today's episode, I'm plugged directly into my Kemper Profiler on a Marshall JMP setting. I'm trying to go for that dirty honey tone as you've heard in the intro to today's video. Let's hear it on the Les Paul first, and basically I'm going to play the exact same riffs on both guitars and just swap them over as we go. So you should hear an accurate comparison between these two guitars.
So right off the bat, I think it's very clear that the SG has a hell of a lot more treble and the Les Paul is more mid-range focused and bass heavy. Both of them have their uses though, and I actually think the SG sounds really cool in these demos. In the room I much prefer the Les Paul tone, but the SG sounds really brash and brittle in these videos. I think it really suits the rock and roll style. However, my heart is with the Les Paul at the moment, but let's carry on with the demo and play some more riffs. And of course, you can't do a SG review without playing an AC/DC riff, so enjoy Thunderstroke.
now let's hear the neck gain tone.
To achieve the tone, I add reverb and delay to this patch, but I also rolled down the tone control of the neck pickup to give it a little bit more of a warmer, fuzzy tone. This is a track called Fill My World by Slash. It's a very kind of emotional ballad, so hopefully I did it justice. But if you like this track, make sure to leave a like on this video. Now let's hear it on the SG. Again, this really just showcases how different the tones are from both of these guitars. Although they're both humbucker loaded, they have such different characteristics. This one sounded a lot more jangly, and obviously the Les Paul sounds a lot more full.
Now a little bit cleaner on that neck pickup.
Now it's time for the middle position on the Les Paul. I absolutely adore this tone on the SG, the bridge pickup sounds so good, so let's now hear the same chords but on the Les Paul.
guys, we're at the end of the video. I really hope you've enjoyed checking out this comparison of the Gibson Les Paul and the Gibson SG. Of course, these videos are always just a little bit of fun to showcase two amazing models. So who's the winner out of today's episode? For me, the Les Paul is always going to win. For me, the Les Paul looks far better visually and sounds a lot better. SGs are really cool as well, it's just a different axe, and if you like a bright, brash rock machine, then you should go for the SG. Also, if you have smaller hands or if you're used to smaller guitars like Stratocasters, SGs are going to be a lot more acquainted with you as they're a thinner guitar and more lightweight, whereas the Les Paul really is like a boat anchor of a guitar. But it's all down to personal preference, but I'm always going to take the Les Paul. But most importantly, guys, let me know in the comment section below, which guitar would you take? The Gibson SG or the Gibson Les Paul? Let me know down below. So in today's episode, I'm going to rate the SG a 7 out of 10, and the Les Paul in this video is going to get a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed this 58 reissue. I love the top on it, and it just rang for days. It has so much sustain. As I mentioned previously, this is from the older line, so it's from about the mid-2000s these guitars were released. But yeah, that's my opinion today, guys, but as I said, let me know in the comment section below, and if you own any Gibson Les Pauls or SGs, let me know in the comment section below as well. If you've enjoyed today's video, leave a like rating. It really helps increase engagement on these videos, which means bigger and better guitars for you. And if you're new to this channel, hit subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when we make a new video. But thank you so much for checking out this Squealing Pig Guitars video, and I'll see you again very shortly. Have a great weekend, guys, and I'll see you on Monday. And that leaves me with one last thing to say. Keep rocking, guys. I'll see you soon.